Yeah, it all looks good. Uh, shall we? Let me get also the layout close to me. Perfect. Shall we start?
Yes.
All right. Welcome, 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 internet friends. I'm super happy to be here together with the Monstre team. Congratulations, guys, on the placement on the fifth place actually, which is considered the winning place on the Solana Hackathon summer camp, which pretty amazing. Tell us a little bit about the project. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Give us a small TLDR of what you've been building.
Hi, thank you for the welcome. Uh, so for us at Monstre, we aim to revolutionize the way things are done by simplifying the process and highlighting the advantages of our technology and our services. So how we are going to do this is we can be achieved through our user-friendly experience to provide an experiential learning for consumers in like the Web2 world. And also we are going to simplify terms like NFT into like digital collectibles and stuff like that. So it's basically just to provide easy and experiential learning for all those that are trying to get their toes wet in the Web3 or blockchain world.
Beautiful, beautiful. This is exactly what we need. Easier onboarding and a better bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. Tell me a little bit about the team. Tell me a little bit about you. Tell me a little bit about how you ended up building on Solana.
Yeah, so I there's only 2 person on the team right now, and it's just me and a fatality. So I'm CM. I And I before I came to Solana, I had like a events background. So I did 6 years of doing events. I did concerts like Coldplay and stuff like that. Coldplay, Maroon 5. And I did like community events. I just one day out of the blue, I was selling Fatality. Like, I think I'm gonna buy an Apple Pencil and I'm gonna create a NFT collection for animal shelters. So that's how we started. And Fidelity is kind of like the brains behind the tech. So because I'm not a dev, so he basically built like everything himself, and he's a self-taught dev. So he was in crypto Twitter since 2017, and I only joined recently, like probably last April. So I started my journey about 8 months ago, and he's been here for quite a while. I think why we want to build on Solana because we came from so we started in Polygon actually. We were playing around in Polygon and we felt that the place is a little bit too transactional for us because we want to build like we just want people to have fun. Like, I created like a NFT collection for free so that I can like kind of showcase it to the community of our animal shelters and to kind of introduce them to blockchain technology. But we realized that uh, it is like there were too many hurdles in the ecosystem. Like, you have to go and download an app, and you have to go and figure out like how to get cryptocurrency and stuff like that. So we figured out like that was not the way we wanted. So we chose Solana because we discovered like this is like the playground for like there's so much tech here. It's a playground for us, and it's a loving community. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally see your point, 100%. I also think that exactly like Polygon, Solana, with the chip transactions can actually power non-financial transactions in a way, like additions to the ledger, which is what you're building. Because from what I've understood and from what I've researched, you are actually combining NFC technology with blockchain.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about uh, how the process works, how can someone issue one of those cards, and a little bit of the user experience going through this process?
Yeah, I think why we wanted to do NFC is because we figure out we think this is like the next cool thing to do rather than, giving out QR codes and getting people to scan QR codes. And how we initially started is we wanted to have a just one interaction, and we load up blockchain transactions onto the NFC, so that with one tap you can actually have activate like Phantom interaction on your phone, or interact like a browser wallet on your phone, and then you can immediately access it. And that is where we want it to go. Like, we want it to be as simple as possible, as fun as possible. And how we see it as the NFC is that ideally it can be a bunch of things NFC related. It can be like stickers, it can be like customized cards, and you can put like your logo or like a company's logo onto it. You can even put like, you can customize it to however you want it, and you can even have like a sense of like a sense of belonging to it. Maybe like you feel like, oh, this is something I made myself. Yeah, so we wanted that kind of experience for me, like, that to invoke that emotion.
Yes, I totally get it. I totally see it. I myself have my NFC card as well. I can show you. I have my Grape NFC card that someone from the Solana space made me. I think it was Chapter X, that is also, I think, is one of your competitors in the space. But you have a very different approach. You have a very different approach because from my research and talking to the community, because all these questions and all this interaction that we're having is actually sourced from the Dean's List community and the general Grape community. So from the research I've done, I've seen that you work with Solana Pay. I've seen that you are that you're planning to work with other payment providers in order to kind of power gift cards and power access keys, which is again something that we haven't seen in the Solana space yet. Tell me more about that part of the vision.
um how would I say this? Like, I think what we try to do is uh sorry, maybe can you like simplify the question for me? Like, I get a little bit confused.
Like,
Like,
you're working with Solana Pay and you're uploading into the cards. You're putting inside the cards NFTs, and you can actually put small amounts or larger amounts of crypto, and these work as gift cards as a use case. Could you expand a little bit on this and the vision, and what other iterations of this technology we can see?
oh, okay. So how we foresee, like, why we do what we do, basically is because, like, how would I say this? Like, basically, when we found how we figure out what we want to do is because when I started out, I had to figure out, like, how do I get like cryptocurrency? Do I get it from like a centralized exchange and stuff like that? And what happens next after I download a wallet? What happens next after I mint like an NFT? So what we want to do is to be like a starter gift pack per se, where, let's say, if you want to, we will load up like a bunch of NFT or digital collectibles together with like some crypto Sol or USDC or stuff like that, and this will kickstart like your journey on, let's say, Solana. So we have done a bunch of stuff for like some of our friends. We have done it for MetaCamp, where we help them to mint like their uh kind of like their, how would I say this, like their first NFT collection, to distribute it out to the holders, and inside we put like some soul for them to kickstart their journey for their community members. We also did something for
Oh, that's a very
Solan.
good idea. Could you explain it a little bit more? So, how did you help them mint it? Like, did you make a card with a QR and an NFC tag that had already some Solana inside? Uh,
Yeah.
that's
So
such a good way of getting someone to buy their first NFT.
yeah, so for MetaCam, what we did was that Fidelity actually put a candy machine instruction onto the card. So every time you tap and you interact with the card, it will mint it out from this candy machine and straight into like your Phantom wallet. and like the transaction fee is absorbed, and then you can immediately have it. You don't need to have like any any cryptocurrency inside, and you can immediately have it inside your wallet with like some basic SOL as well to cover like your initial transaction fee. So if you want to, swap it or list it or anything, yeah, like set from the get-go.
It's pretty awesome. And another amazing use case that I read like while researching was the whitelist faucet tokens.
Yeah.
What are those? Like you use your card in order to get a whitelist. How does that work?
Yeah, so okay, so like for NFC technology is a little bit tricky because like you Solana Pay doesn't work like a Solana Pay is a transaction, it doesn't work like a faucet. So and on top of that, NFC is easily like you can easily duplicate it. Like there are people out there that can just, duplicate like the instructions and stuff like that. That's what we realized after being in the field. So the whitelist is kind of like a verification process for us where we will individually verify the holder, and then we will give them like a token so that they can like let's say redeem, or they can claim NFT, or they can do like a bunch of stuff for us, yeah, or claim tokens or anything like that.
Pretty cool. And you've already built these things. You've already tried them out and tested them out. What are your plans for the future? What are you excited to test on? What are you planning to do with this technology, or maybe some already established partnerships? Maybe you're working with some Solana DAOs, some Solana communities. What excites you for the future?
I think one thing that excites me is how I would want to be able to simplify it further and to bring it like to make it even easier for like people that wants to try it. So like recently we have always been a big fan of Tipling and Mountain Pay. So we are always working closely with them and also the dialect team. And when we first started out like this gift card and we translate it into like postcards and stuff like that, we were working closely with like the dialect team on like our verification process and how we verify each wallet with a wallet to wallet messaging. And one step we're taking it further is working closely with like the team from Tipling, so that the users they now don't have to download a phantom wallet. They don't have to go to the app store. They can just use the browser sign in, and it's way easier for them because this is something that they are comfortable doing and they are familiar with. And then when they get, when they are more interested in the field of like blockchain and Web3, that is when you slowly educate them and tell them about, okay, what is a hot wallet, what is a cold wallet, and stuff like that. Yeah, and how to swap tokens. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Are you working already with any DAOs? Any like you said you're working with Dialect. You said you're working with Mountain Pay. Any cool DAOs? Any cool Solana groups? I'm pretty sure you're working with Super Team as well.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
We are working with we haven't really expanded out on like our partnership yet because we just want to make sure that our tech works. We want to focus on like building out and making as many use cases as possible, but we are open to like partnerships. So at the moment we are just working with like small community groups per se, like maybe say uh more of like Camp DAO, or like more of like Super Team DAO, and starting slowly from there. Like yeah.
No,
It's
these
maybe
are the
like
superstar. Super Team DAO is a superstar DAO in the Solana community. It's not a small thing.
yeah.
And
I'm happy to work with Dean Lee as well if you are interested here.
that's pretty awesome. So, regarding your plans with NFTs and coins and all these things, what does the future hold? Are you gonna launch your own NFT collection? Are you gonna launch a coin? Is there going to be a fundraiser? what are the plans on that side?
Yeah. So we already have a NFT collection. This is, I think, like what I mentioned previously. This is a collection that I did for Animal Shelter, and it was a free main. We absorbed like all the transaction fee, to make it simple to onboard like the community, and it is still available on Magic Eden. But I think our future plan for that is to upgrade the art because this is something that I drew myself, and it's front facing, and I know the meta for NFT is right facing, so I changed the art completely, and I'm going to give holders a little upgrade so that it's a little more aesthetic and stuff like that.
And
And
is there any benefit that holding the NFT? Does the user get something on the platform or on what you're building?
yes, definitely. So how we want to do it is because is that we want to have a running revenue model first before we do like an upgraded collection, because then the holders have something to hold on to. As of now, the holders are just basically holding it because of the community, because of us, because of the art, and the love and support they've given us. But if we are going to expand on that, I want to be able to generate more revenue from what we are doing in the real world, and then bring it back to the holders, bring more utility to the holders rather than taking more money from them. Yeah.
That's pretty cool because you're also hinting in a way that there's going to be a revenue sharing, and this is a fantastic way to get people involved. Uh,
Yeah, I wouldn't say revenue share. Maybe like I will give them utilities and benefits in a certain way. Yeah.
okay. Appreciated the clarification. And have you raised any capital? Are you planning on raising any capital, private or public, IDO or private raise? Any plans on
we,
on that?
we have not raised any capital yet. We we are just bootstrapping at the moment, and we want to get as much user interaction and as much feedback as possible before we go for like a race.
Awesome. And regarding governance plans, is this going to be a Web 2 style of governance, or you're looking towards a DAO structure with the NFTs? Uh, how do you envision it?
Um, I think we want to do like a we want to do like a full governance, probably not like a DAO, because then we will have control over how we want to launch it and what we're going to do with it. But I think, yeah, I think that's the way we want to do it. What else? Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I mean, these are maybe future plans because this is the beginning. This is the very beginning. This is the bootstrapping phase. This is the phase pre capital raise. I totally understand. These are things that you're going to be concerned much later in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, how has been the interaction with Dean's List? How's that experience for you?
Oh, okay. So to be honest, I was I was really on it because I've always been a follower of Dean, and when he wanted to do this, I was like, oh, okay, that is such a nice initiative. And when he started to, I mean, when the entire team started to do a deep dive on it, to be honest, we know that we have a lot of work to do, but to the extent of seeing that like what everyone's like feedback and input, we have much more work to do, and it's really good because it's viewed from a different angle. The team is looking into like little bits and pieces of information, like, oh, how the card icon shouldn't be this way, or like the how it should look and feel and stuff like that. So I think it's really very informative, and if you ask me if I would do it again, I would say yes, 100% I would do it again. Yeah, because there's so much information that you guys have provided that I don't see, like we don't see. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for the kind words. It really means a lot because it's the group of power users that are in Dean's list are all excellent. They're all Solana OGs. So I'm glad it has been helpful. Regarding hacker houses and events around the world, if someone wants to come meet you, if someone wants to come check the NFC cards, and I'm like, where can we do that? What are the plans?
We yes, we are going to be at Melbourne and we are going to be at Taiwan. I think these are the two places we are looking at the moment. We are considering Vietnam, but we want to be I mean, because we are still bootstrapping at the moment, I don't want to, kind of live lavishly. But if we can and we manage to find like a cheap, like a ticket or like a cheap accommodation, we'll probably head out and meet some of our friends there as well.
That's pretty awesome. I love also the angle you're attacking it. You're like, we want to work and we don't want to be spending money on traveling around and partying with internet friends. I love the approach, and I think that's the recipe for success. Uh, I'm super thankful you gave me your time. I'm very glad that you're building all these bridges between Web 2 and Web 3, and how you're actually improving the user experience. Is there any shout outs that you want to give out? I think now it's the time. Any good teams, projects, anything that you want to say? Let's do it now before the closing credits.
Yeah, I just have I have a few things I want to shout out to is like so I have been like Primus DAO Liberty Square, they've given me a lot of support since, my early Solana days. Even like Jamie from Monkey DAO and like the entire ecosystem from Solana has been giving me a lot of love, especially Weeboo from Solana Spaces as well. Like we have known him since our early Solana days, and he's been, you know, super helpful. He has been rallying behind us, and this is what I love about the Solana ecosystem is that everybody is out there to help each other. Like we have been friends with the people from Modern Pay, like TJ and Greg. So like they are, last time I used to ping them when I first started out, and I was like, oh, I have issue with the hash list and uploading a machine. Then can you please help me? And they're like, sure. So this
Yeah, they're
is
awesome.
and also dialect. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to
But
Dialect as well. I love them.
yeah. But last of all, I want to shout out to my co-founder. Uh, I mean, without him, I am nothing because I don't code. I only talk about it, and I only do like the creative side and stuff like that. So, if you don't mind, can I give him like he has something to say as well? Is it okay if
Of course, please.
I?
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, welcome. I just want to add on a few things to what she has said. Maybe you can include this or maybe remove from the recording. It's fine. Yeah, but
Of course, we'll include.
pertaining to the dean's list right just now, right? She was saying right. It's actually quite an honor for CM because she's always been following Dean and most of his works. But like for me on my end, it's more of like Great Protocol because like it's one of my favorite open source repos on Solana. Yeah, as in I didn't even know of the Dean's list, um, but I know of Grape Protocol. Yeah, so it gave me a lot of inspiration to build on Solana. Yeah, so yeah, that's all I
So,
wanted
wow, I'm
to.
super thankful for, and I'm very glad that you're saying that. And Dean's List is kind of a child of Grape because it's powered by Grape. So, and I'm glad the subDAO is successful and can help. And I'm super happy that someone mentioned the open source kind of. Mentality and philosophy that Grape supports. I'm very grateful that you found it helpful.
Yeah, even to the point whereby I kind of discovered dialect through Grape as well because they were one of the first few protocols that had the inbox, the dialect inbox on their websites. Yeah, so that's how I kind of discovered like dialect. Yeah, so very thankful for the open source post of Grip. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully, because Grape is also organized last year Athens DAO, which is a DAO-centric Solana hacker house. It was an official hacker house X, and everybody was there. Dialect was there, Mango and all the monkeys, all the big DAOs. And maybe in the future we could work together, do something with the NFC cards, do some kind of gating of the event, do something that will be memorable for all the attendees, because you guys are awesome and you are DAO centric, and you're building towards the vision we also have of this onboarding and easy access from Web 2 to Web 3 to decentralized digital governance and organizations. So yeah, let's build together. Let's march towards the future. Again, thank you so much, guys, for giving me time. Thank you so much for building, and I hope to meet you on the Melbourne Hacker House.
Yeah, I hope to meet you too. Thank you for having this time with us.
Thank you for all the feedback.
Oh yeah, thank you for all the feedback.
And we will work on that.
Yay! Hopefully there will be more. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Ending the
Take care.
recording, guys. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It has been awesome, eh? The conversation was awesome. You were really cool. Everything went as planned.
Yeah, I just want to say, nice cat.